So one thing I've seen some fans post every once in a while is that they'd wish Power Rangers would go back to Disney. And I thought that that might be an interesting scenario to explore in a video, what would happen if Disney ever somehow got Power Rangers back. To give you some background, the House of Mouse did own Power Rangers at one point. Disney acquired the rights to Power Rangers as part of the purchase of Fox Family in 2001. There were some people at Disney who didn't feel like Power Rangers went with their brand and didn't want to make the series, but ultimately they did continue making new seasons of Power Rangers. They made a lot of great seasons that were well received by fans, and then there were also some seasons that may have got a more mixed or negative reaction from most fans. Ultimately, the people who didn't want to produce the show won out, and it was canceled in 2009. And Saban came in and bought it back so new seasons could continue. And Nickelodeon approached Saban about having Power Rangers on their network, and it's been on Nick ever since. Before we go any further, I'd like to say that I do think Disney is generally a good company. They have a great theme park, they put out good movies, they have great franchises, they have some competently run television channels, but unfortunately none of that would have anything to do with Power Rangers if they ever got it back. So what would happen to the show if Disney still had Power Rangers? Well, obviously the show wouldn't be produced anymore because they didn't want to make it. I guess we might get the reversions back, which were reruns of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers with these weird graphics you're looking at thrown in, but most likely they would just show reruns of past seasons or nothing at all and probably just license out the franchise to make money off of it. But I don't think this is the scenario that people who say they'd like to see Power Rangers back at Disney are thinking about. I think they're assuming that Disney would have this come to Zordon moment and do a complete 180 and decide to put out the show like they did 10 years ago. Okay, so let's explore that. Let's take a look at where Power Rangers was shown when it was at Disney and where it would end up today. So the first place it was shown was on ABC Kids, which was a cartoon block on the ABC network. Now, that's not an option anymore because ABC Kids does not exist. None of the original broadcast networks show cartoons on Saturday mornings anymore, so obviously you cannot show it there. Another channel it was shown on was ABC Family. ABC Family is now a channel called Freeform. And if you haven't heard of Freeform, judging from the ratings, you're probably not alone. So Freeform shows tend to be on the lower end as far as total viewership goes. This is their top show, Pretty Little Liars, which pulls in an average of 1.11 million per episode. And that's below Power Rangers Ninja Steel for this season, which ended with about 1.19 million per episode on average. The rest of their shows tend to bring in less than 1 million viewers, oftentimes below 500,000. We're talking 300,000 per episode. Keep in mind that this is on a network that's in a similar amount of households to Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. And I've got nothing against Freeform or any of these shows. I'm sure they're all great. It's just that this is a smaller network as far as total viewership goes, so less people would be watching Power Rangers if it ever ended up on Freeform. But Power Rangers wouldn't end up on Freeform if Disney got it back. Freeform is actually aimed at 14 to 34-year-olds, so Power Rangers would actually end up on another network. So let's look at the last network that aired Power Rangers when Disney had it. And that would be Toon Disney, which also got a relaunch. It's now known as Disney XD, and I believe the XD stands for Extra Disney. And judging from the ratings, unfortunately, people have all the Disney that they need right now. XD is not a standard cable channel, so it's in less households, but even taking that into account, its ratings are still lower. We're talking 500,000 or less per episode, with a lot pulling in 300,000 or below per episode. And we're talking cartoons from major franchises like the Marvel cartoons, Star Wars Rebels, and DuckTales. And DuckTales is particularly heartbreaking because that's such a revered show from the 90s that it's just a shame that it's on a network that so few people watch. And the lack of viewer access to these shows continues beyond just the broadcast. For instance, with the Marvel cartoons, you can only watch them on Disney XD's website if you subscribe to the channel. They've been taken off both Netflix and Hulu. I cannot find any place to buy them online or on DVD. Now, if Power Rangers would have those same issues, I'm not sure, but one thing is for certain, with a total viewership so much lower than the current network it's on, it would definitely take a huge hit in ratings, and that would be bad for the franchise. And there is the belief that we'd somehow get more episodes per season if we were on a different network or produced by a different company, and unfortunately that's just not true. The reason why Power Rangers has had a 22 episode season for the last so many years is because it's a modern American television series. Gone are the days of television series that were 30, 40, or 50 episodes in length. If you're a half hour or more scripted program, you're going to end up with a season that's 20 to 26 episodes maximum. A lot of series do less. As you can see, Disney XD typically does 26 episodes for a lot of its shows, but I suspect we'd probably get a few episodes less because Power Rangers is live action and a little more expensive to produce than a traditional cartoon. So I suspect we'd probably get somewhere around that 22 episodes that we currently get now, even if we switch to a network like this. Disney XD is where Disney puts all of its action cartoons, so that's probably where Power Rangers would end up, and it's just not as good a situation as the show has right now as far as viewership goes. As far as the quality of the show goes, that is a completely subjective thing. A season you like may be one I hate. Something that I think would make the show better may make it worse for you. What I can say is that every company that's put out Power Rangers has seasons I like and dislike. Since Saban bought Power Rangers back 6 years ago, I can say that they produced one of my favorite series in the history of the franchise, and they have also produced my least favorite series in the history of the franchise. But here's the thing, I can literally say the exact same thing about Disney. 6 years after they bought Power Rangers, we had both Power Rangers Dino Thunder and Operation Overdrive. But what I can't say about Disney that I can say about Saban is they've given us viral marketing campaigns, a Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade balloon, the ability to watch every season ever on Netflix, which is introducing new generations of fans to the rich history of the franchise. A wide variety of new high-quality merchandise that appeals to a variety of age groups that is helping to elevate the franchise in pop culture recognition. A variety of games and apps, including the popular Legacy Wars. An ongoing line of comics from Boom Studios. A stage show coming in 2019. Power Rangers Hyperforce, a tabletop RPG show on Twitch. A big screen Hollywood movie. As far as the show itself goes, it's now shot in HD and aired on Nickelodeon, which is the highest rated children's network. The season that just wrapped up had more total broadcast viewers than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Dragon Ball, Teen Titans, Justice League, Transformers, anything on Disney XD, and anything on Freeform. And while I think Disney did a great job on the franchise, Saban's been doing pretty good as well, and they've really grown the franchise and really made it more prominent and have really put it in a good position to be there for future generations of children. I know the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, but sometimes your own yard isn't too bad either. And so that's it. Like and subscribe for more videos, and I'm also one of the moderators on the Google Plus Power Rangers group, so join us on there. We'd love to have you. And until next time, may the power protect you.